Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and click on notifications so you don't miss out on the fun. In our first story, a Choosing Beggar learns the difference between Five Guys and McDonald's. Let's jump right in. So this happened to me at work, my local Five Guys, a few days ago, and I still kinda laugh about it. To provide some context, if you've ever been to a Five Guys establishment, you will know that our burgers, fries, etc. are more pricey than a typical fast food place. The reason behind that is mainly because we use quality ingredients and prep it right as you get in, along with the fact that our ingredients get delivered every few days. The cast is me, Choosing Beggar woman, the woman's boyfriend, and the manager. So I'm about halfway through my shift and the lunch rush just ended. I was a bit tired since I was working the closing shift the previous night, and working register taking many people's orders during a rush can get a bit tiring. Since it died down, everyone was taking a breather, but enter Choosing Beggar woman, and I'm guessing someone who was her boyfriend or something. Hi, how y'all doing today? Good. So what can I get for y'all today? The boyfriend proceeds to ask Choosing Beggar what she would like to eat and orders for her. He ends up ordering a cheeseburger, which is $7.89, toppings, which are free, a medium fry, which is about $4, along with a drink, $2.15. I yell back the order to the kitchen and they start to prep it. Alright, your total will be $14.67, cause the tax. At this point, Choosing Beggar gives me a strange look, as if I added something or changed something to make it more expensive. So, it's almost $15 for a burger, fries, and a drink? I stayed calm. Yes ma'am, we use high quality fresh ingredients and prep it right as you walk in, hence why the prices are. She cuts me off as I'm trying to explain. Let me see. I couldn't really show her since the ticket doesn't print out until the order has been paid for, and the screen that shows you what you ordered was broken for that register. So I direct her attention to the menu board which has the prices on it. Ma'am, it does show the prices of our items on the menu. There is no way they can be that high, especially for a fast food restaurant. At this moment, some of my other co-workers are looking at her, along with a few others in line and in the lobby, the dining room. I tried to explain to her again, still in a calm voice, as to why our prices are that high. Once again, she cuts me off and does one of the most textbook Choosing Beggar moves. I would like to speak to your manager. I turned around and gestured for my manager to come over. What seems to be the problem, ma'am? Your employee and your restaurant are charging way too high prices for these simple foods. My manager proceeds to tell her the same thing I have said about quality and stuff. I don't care if it's higher quality. I want my food to be cheaper. My manager then says something that no one saw coming. Ma'am, if you want to pay for cheap and low quality food, I suggest you head back to McDonald's. This is a Five Guys, not a McDonald's, lady. Have a good day. Then my manager just walks away. Choosing Beggar slightly has the look of defeat on her face, but she wanted the last word. Both her and her boyfriend walked out of the establishment with her yelling, "We'll never be coming back here again." After they left and I took a few orders, one of my co-workers came up to me. She said that she knew the couple, that they were extremely picky, and that they acted like this back when she used to work at the local IHOP. Well, that's all for this story. By the way, if you're ever going to go to a Five Guys, here's a good rule of thumb for a pet peeve of mine. Since some people always ask if we have chili, coleslaw, or chili cheese fries. If you don't see it on the menu, we don't have it. In story number 2, a Choosing Beggar girlfriend and mother pair try to force our OP into buying her a fancy new car. I don't think I have too many other entitled people stories, which seem like a very good thing, though probably the biggest entitled person I ever met was the mother of an ex-girlfriend, though her mall ninja brother was a pretty close second. Basically, she was a Karen who delighted in hanging out with her swarm of fellow Karens and regaling you with her knowledge of any topic you happen to mention. They used to love telling stories about returning food at restaurants after eating most of it to get free meals, and other ways of just making retail servers' lives hell. From what I could gather, nearly all of her knowledge was gained from some sort of osmosis or imagination. But would she ever let her actual lack of experience or knowledge prevent her from telling you some details? Of course not. My parents are from different countries, and so I've been fortunate to spend time in both places. In one of sadly far too many examples, Karen once argued with me about how to pronounce the name of the town my father was from, and to be clear, she does not speak the language of this country at all. But I lived far away from her, so I didn't see her too often, mercifully. But sadly, her influence could be felt even from a large distance, which led to the following story. For some backstory, I was working for The Company from Hell, Inc., and had a pretty good income, but was working 60 to 100 plus hours a week regularly, and was routinely just exhausted and frustrated after spending all day dealing with Lucifer and his minions. My ex-girlfriend worked 2 low-paying jobs while we were together and lived at the apartment that I was renting. I paid for utilities, food, travel, etc., and all she paid for were some incidentals, her car insurance and her phone bill. A bit messed up, but I was young and foolish and couldn't recognize that, though generally sweet, my ex-girlfriend was fairly entitled as well. Things all came to a head over her car. An otherwise fine car, there was something going on with the electrical system that caused it to run through batteries about once a month. It would get to the point that if you didn't drive it every 4 to 6 hours, the battery would be drained and fail to start. The situation had gotten to the point where I was on a first-name basis at the auto parts store, had paid for 2 alternators, and could pretty much swap out a car battery upside down and blindfolded. I was coming home from work at 7 p.m. when my ex-girlfriend calls to say that her battery was starting to die again if it weren't started every 8 hours. So I told her, no problem, I have to work some more tonight, but I'll grab her battery, replace it at the auto shop, it was under warranty, and then install the new one. Now bear in mind, I'm tired, hungry, and still have to work for about 4 more hours that night, but I wanted her to have a reliable means of transportation. Ex-girlfriend thanks me and says that sounds great, and we hang up. I arrive home and the following conversation occurs. Hey ex-girlfriend, I just need to change and then I'll grab the battery and swap it out. Why? Why what? Why swap out the battery? I'm confused. Because it doesn't work. Yeah, but why? Now I'm incredibly confused. I don't know why. Something with the electrical system. No, I mean, why replace the battery? I'm becoming frustrated because your car won't start if I don't. So why get a new battery? I'm frustrated. Do you want to drive a car to work? Yes. Great. For that to happen, I have to replace the battery. But why? Please, let's not do this again. What's on your mind? Well, I talked to Karen after I talked to you, and she said that there is no point in just replacing the battery since it will just drain again, and she said that I should just sell it. Okay, well, it's your car and you can do whatever you want, but I still need to replace that battery before you go get another car. But just know that you probably won't be able to get a car nearly as nice as what you have, so I would recommend that we keep trying to figure out the issue at hand. No, that's the best part. I can get a really good car, so I don't want to keep this car. I'm confused again. How are you able to get a really good car? Is your family going to help you? No! Karen said that since you are doing so well, that you can just pay for my car and I can get a really nice and safe car. Stunned silence. It'll be really cool. Karen thinks you should get me a way too expensive sports car because she'll want to drive it when she comes up. By the way, she wanted to know if you can pay for her ticket up here. Needless to say, a large fight ensued when I said that I would not buy her this car, nor would I pay for Karen to come up. The debate continued onward and we eventually split up, though it wound up being shockingly civil and mutual given how the debate initiated. We definitely had our issues outside of the car, so this was ultimately a good thing. Karen came up to help her move out and made a number of snotty comments to and about me while she was up, but I just smiled, and after only a few hours, she was mercifully out of my life for good. This is John from /Bash. I would really love to get to 10,000 subscribers, so if you can help me out in any way, I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.